Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, I hope you are doing well, considering the less than ideal circumstances that we are experiencing today. Nonetheless, as I have always told you, adversity builds character. And talk about adversity, the world will probably never be the same again post-COVID-19. And yes, the only constant in life is change itself, which brings me to today's webinar. There is a paradigm shift in the education sector, and we need to keep up with it if we want to prepare our youth students, to compete in this ever-changing world. As for our beloved country, Morocco, Arabic and French have been the main languages for over half a century. This cannot be the case anymore if we want to embrace the change that we are aspiring to. Arabic is our mother tongue and is here to stay, but French has long been surpassed by the language of Shakespeare, as it is not a language of science. Nonetheless, we can keep it as a secondary language, for it is always a plus to master a few languages. Today, the world's strongest economies by far are the USA and China, and that is where we need to join in. You know the saying, if you can't beat them, join them. And that is exactly why we had a prominent delegation comprised of heads of universities and departments from the People's Republic of China visit us and sign a partnership with our group. That is also why, in the beginning of this school year, we decided to make both English and eventually Mandarin Chinese a must language in our institution in the near future. This transition will take a little bit of time because it is a medium-term goal in our strategic vision, which brings me to why we are here today. Today's distinguished guests will certainly bring some answers to some of the questions our high school seniors who are contemplating adventuring to the Far East to study may have. But before I introduce them to you, allow me to play a small video. Hi guys, our three distinguished guests come to us from three different walks of life. Wang, CEO of ISSP, also known as Tony. And we have Miss Jiaming Wu, Director of Global Education, coming to us. She's in Casablanca right now. From Al Akhawain University, 2017 valedictorian, pursuing a master's degree in mechanical engineering in none other than the top best university in Asia. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining us. This webinar promises to be very interesting. We have received a whole lot of questions, So let me start with Tony. Tony, how is the situation in China right now?
Actually, thanks, Ms. Halali, to give us this opportunity to introduce again about China. And after Corona-19, and everyone have an interest in how is China now. I prepare a video and to show to all students from your high school students and the parents see the channel. And in this video, we can see part of minutes is in when the COVID-19 coming, what are we doing? And after COVID-19, now the normal life in China, what is? Please play the video.
Thank you, first of all, because I know that you took time to make this video, especially for our students here in Morocco, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you took time to do it. And I know it's a lot of effort and work that you put into it. And I just want to thank you for that. So we're going to play now for our students. We're going to play that video of yours.
Watch your steps and do not attempt to exit before the train while the doors are open.
Life is back to normal, thank God.
And everyone
in China.
Working station, hospital, police station, all the organization is running normal. It's come back. And there's one news, the news just yesterday of government to have news to.
Unbelievable. You know, Tony, my hats off to you, to your country. You guys did a very, very good job dealing with this coronavirus, you know? I mean, I'm not saying that just like that, but I really mean it. I mean, you guys did a hell of a job considering the circumstances and the hardship that you went through. And the fact that the country is so big and with so many people. My hats off to you, sir, you know? Respect. So, Tony, tell us about yourself, please, for our viewers. Tell us about yourself and what is it exactly that you do? You are the CEO of ISSP. What do you guys do exactly for those of us that want to know?
Okay, let me have a very brief introduce of myself and our group. My name is Wang Liang and the CEO of ISP Global Center. My group slogan is like creative internet projects named IS scholarship for all the world students can study in China and even in other West countries, but especially China. And now every year in this system, we cooperate with more than 500 Chinese universities with scholarship, and we offer more than 80,000 scholarship seats for young people can study in different major in language, Chinese language, in bachelor, in master, in PhD. And special for high school students, we have a lot of scholarship opportunities. And also we have a very important project named ISP examination. And this examination, every year, we use this examination to select the best students, like students from your high school. They can have a better scholarship policy. I have introduced in my PPT. After 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 minutes, I will introduce about the scholarship. And every year, is more than 1,600 students will join this ISP exam from all world, online, also offline. And in past 3 years, we are already launching this examination in Morocco, in Casablanca, like Yes Me Do in Casablanca. We already have very successful. Every year we help more than 600 students from Morocco get a scholarship seat every year. Yes, so this is and today it's very and thank you. That's all.
Oh, thank you, Tony. Thank you so much. So this is very interesting for our students, those that are contemplating going to China. And we have somebody who's already there, Mohammed El-Kihel, that we're going to talk to him. We're going to talk to him a little later on. But it's so interesting when you speak about scholarship. What a great opportunity, you know. Let me turn to Jiamin Wu, the Director of Global Education. Jiamin, كيف حالك؟
Yes.
لاباس عليك؟
الحمد لله.
I want to hear your Arabic. I want to hear your Arabic because your Arabic is much better than mine.
No لا ماشي بصح ما يمكنش.
Yeah, Jiamin is a very nice lady that I have a lot of respect for. Jiamin, tell us a little bit about what it is that you are doing in Casablanca, please.
I am the director of Bonway and agent of ISSP Center in Morocco. We help the Moroccan students who want to continue their studies in China, and most of them are having a scholarship for supporting their studies in China. And we help hundreds of Moroccans to get a scholarship in the best universities in China.
Oh, very good. Excellent. How long have you been here in Morocco, Jiamin?
I've been in Morocco for more than 10 years, but just a few years in this study abroad project. It's from 2016. When the Moroccan king visit China and after opened the door to both countries, for people from both countries.
Fantastic, fantastic. Okay, well, you know, guys, we have a whole lot of questions that we received from a lot of our students. And as I said in my introduction, there is definitely a paradigm shift today in the education field, you know, whether we like it or we don't, you know. And that's the reason why today you have so many students, a lot more than in the past. I remember when I was going to high school and I got my high school degree, the question of even going to China was not even allowed, you know. So this is something new, I believe, you know. You know, students from Morocco immigrating and going to study in China is something new. And this is where I'm going to introduce our next guest that I am really very proud of, because from what I understand, Mohammed Al-Kihel was not born with a silver spoon in his mouth. And to me, that's so very important, you know, that somebody like Mohammed Al-Kihel can come and be in some of the best universities. He went to Akhawain University, valedictorian, 2017. It's amazing. And from there, he gets scholarships and goes where? He goes to China. Not only does he go to China, he went to the best, from what I understand, and I Googled it as myself, you know, he went to Tsinghua University. And it's among the top 20 universities in the whole world. And that's just amazing. So Mohammed Al-Kihel, I want to wish you Eid Mubarak Saeed. Thank you for being here with us from Paris, you know, giving us some of your time, because you didn't have to do it. Please tell our students, tell our audience, talk to us about how you ended up in China, please.
First of all, I apologize for the spotty internet. I hope it's not gonna put me to shame. But yeah, if I were to speak about how I got to where I am right now, I would start from the very beginning. I would go back to me being born in Casablanca, spending a couple of years there, and then moving to a very small city in kind of the middle of nowhere called Rumani. That's where I got my education for 14 years until the age of 16. At the age of 16, I wanted to explore new opportunities. That's why I left home and went back to Casablanca to do my 2 years of high school. Sixième al bac. So when I was in Casablanca, and I am very thankful for this, in my last year of high school, I got word about Al-Akhawain University through an outreach program. So there were these nice students who come to high schools and explain what Al-Akhawain was and how to get there and scholarships and something like what we're doing right here. This is why I'm very honored to be part of this webinar, because it was thanks to this kind of opportunities or this kind of initiatives that I am where I am right now. So they introduced us to Al-Akhawain University, how it works, how scholarship works, and everything, and that's how I got to Al-Akhawain University. I spent my years there, worked a lot, did part-time jobs, did international exchange programs, the extracurricular activities, and that's what shaped my personality. Then I went back to Casablanca for 2 other years, and that's where I worked as a technical manager with a brand, and then as an international consultant, technical consultant. And a friend of mine who was already in China started bragging on China as how education is there and everything. And I was like, yeah, this sounds like a nice opportunity, actually. That's where I applied. I applied for my master's.
So let me just interrupt you 1 second. To this point, you did not have an idea that you were going to eventually end up in China, right?
So this is a funny part. This is like the point at which I heard about opportunities in China, and when I finally decided I was moving to China was 1 month. It took me a month to hear about the opportunities, apply for them, and finally decide I was gonna go there, like make up my mind.
Wow, interesting.
So it was presented to me as a very good opportunity for my self-growth, and that was an opportunity I could not say no to. I moved to China in September 2018 at university, and this is my second year right now. I'm spending the better half of my third semester abroad, currently stuck in Paris, but we're still pursuing our education in through online learning, and I'm still working on my research, on my thesis, on my computer as well. It's something that I've never dreamt of, but it's been really good at this point. So this is basically it, how I got from where I was to where I am right now. And I understand there are many questions that students have, and I am more than happy to answer to those.
Well, thank you, Mohammed. Thank you for the introduction. It's very informative, and I appreciate it. And from what I understand, when you have willpower, when you want to get to something, all you have to do is work for it and work hard, and nothing can stop you. You just have to dream big, right? And this is the message that I want to convey to our students, that opportunities, they come, and you just have to seize them, right?
Actually, I salute your initiatives and efforts towards presenting these opportunities to students, because that's not something I had when I was in high school, and that's not something I had when I graduated from university, but it's something that I believe is essential towards the decision-making that students would go through, the process that they'll go through. And that is the fact to be presented with many opportunities from all over and choosing the best one for you. So I really salute your initiative, and I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, Mohammed, I believe, I mean, it's not something that I'm not trying to sell anything. I'm not here for that, I'm just here to give information to students and help them make up their mind. This is what it is. These are the facts, and we just need to work with that. Another thing that we need to mention, Mohammed, is that in China, you are pursuing your studies in the English language, right?
Yes. So you would come across many programs in China. Some are fully in Chinese, some are partially in Chinese, partially in English, but some are fully in English, like the one I'm enrolled for.
Excellent. Okay, now going back to Tony and Jiaoming and your friends there, I'm sorry, I can see them, but I'm very bad with names. Sandy, right?
Sally and Arena.
Okay, good. Thank you for coming as well. Like I told you, we have received so many questions. So we're gonna go with the Q&As, right? If that's okay with you. But before I do that, I have a proposition. I don't know what you guys think about it. Maybe we can play the PowerPoint presentation that you sent us, Tony, right? And then maybe that's going to answer quite a few questions, because we have a whole lot of questions for all three of you. I have questions for Tony, I have questions for Jiaoming, and I also have a lot of questions for Mohammed. So if that's okay, we'll do the video with the Chinese cities, right?
Yes.
And well. Back in the 70s, this was 50 plus, more than 50 years ago. I was still a kid, I remember my father had a book titled Quand la Chine s'éveillera, le monde tremblera. I don't know if you've heard of it, Mohammed, right? Meaning what? When China wakes up, and this was in the 70s, the world will shake, will tremble. And from the video that I see now, with all those beautiful cities that you have in China, Tony, I have to congratulate you let me just start with the. I have a whole lot of questions, you know. So I don't know how we're gonna be able to do this. But I have questions. Why study in China? To Tony, why go to China? What are the go-to universities in China to live in China?
Yes, yes,
Are
yes.
Chinese degrees internationally recognized and accepted? I think that's a very important question. Are Chinese degrees internationally recognized and accepted? I mean, I have to say yes, of course they are. Can actually, you know, elaborate on that. How expensive tuition fees? And how can we force? I mean, what type of scholarships are? Can I find a job and work legally if I need? How early can I start my application program? What's the deadline? That's something. You know, what's the scholarship deadline? So these are some of the questions. So I don't know how you wanna proceed, Tony. Do you wanna play a PowerPoint or do you wanna answer directly?
Thank you.
Then we'll. Yes.
Okay, thank you. PPT to introduce China education. Sorry for the word, but it's a computer bug. I just want to say, 你好, Salam. Okay, next.
Wa alaikum salam.
Salam. Okay. 他反过来就是 okay. Next. Okay. And this whole picture just China, and I just want in this all the information you can search in internet. But I just mentioned we have 34 province level regions and 9.6 million square meter big. Okay, this is a very big country. And please next. Please next picture. Database, we ours. Sorry, it's previous. Sorry.
Let's go to the previous one, please. Previous.
Yes.
Is that the one, Tony?
No, go back. Okay.
Okay, that one.
Okay, this is a population. I think this is a huge number, 1.5 billion people living in this city, and around 660 cities in China. And we have a data. It's 124 cities in China is with over 1 million people. So this is very big. Just like actually we have more than 3 million people. City is more than 60. So just we have 60 cities like Casablanca. Okay. Next.
Wow, that's a lot of cities.
Yes. Next, please.
Next.
And this is actually we have more than 100 best city in China to live. Actually, I think the 100th city is very good to live. But the most typical cities by foreigner like, I think it's more than 100 because it's more modern, more convenient. Have airport, every people can go through very easy. So it is 100. Now I just show some cities like Shanghai and Nanjing, Tianjin, Hangzhou, and Nanchang in Jiangxi province. Okay, please next.
Next.
Yes.
Next, please.
Actually, okay. And you will see, sorry, can we go back one page? Just one page, go back.
Okay, go back one page, please.
As Mr. Halali to mention, we have a lot of questions. So why choose China? And I would like to see China is developed very fast, and the economical and the development and all the basic instructions is good. Even so, why China is like living in China is no problem now, and it's a lot of foreign convenience is first. Second, we have actually I can see we have the most universities of the world. Actually, we have 2,100 universities in China. Yes, and we have now not all the university can accept foreign students, but now we already have 1,404 universities can accept students you can study. Is including teaching in English and teaching in Chinese. It's both way. It's both way.
That is a very good. That's a very good point, Tony. So students can actually choose to learn Mandarin Chinese and pursue their studies in Chinese, or they can do it in English.
Yes, of course. Please next.
That's very good. Very good.
Please next.
Next.
Amount of China universities that can accept international students in main country. Universities can accept international students. For example, in our province, Jiangsu, the third one, we have 95 universities can accept international students. And so actually you can see in this 34 province, the most universities can accept and welcome international students can study in China. Okay, so it's 2018 number from that year. Okay. So this is also answer the questions. So what you can choose. China, Morocco students can choose. Actually, you have a lot of choose. Okay.
I could see.
Okay, please next.
Amazing.
Okay, this page I should everyone can see the system, our China education system. I just want to start introduce like from the bachelor degree. Actually, after the age in China from 18 years old, and most students will go to two-way two ways. Is one go to diploma, the other one is go to the bachelor. So for Chinese students, and there's a lot of degree to choose. Bachelor degree in China is 4 to 5 years. 4 to 5 years to get degree, bachelor degree, and the most medicine and medical and the doctor, the 医生, yeah. Medicines is around 5 years, and the others is 4 years. And after bachelor, we will go to the master. Master is 2 to 3 years to get degree, and the other is doctor and PhD, and so it's 3 years. Okay, that's all.
So Tony, just to answer a very crucial and important question, students are asking, are Chinese degrees internationally recognized and accepted?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. Actually, we already have students graduate from China and go back to Morocco.
Wow.
Like Muhammad. Oh no, Muhammad is still in China study.
Right.
But after he graduated from Tsinghua, if he want to choose go back to Morocco, he just go to the government, to education government to get the certificate.
What about, you want to go next, okay? Tony?
Okay. Yes.
Next slide. At the same time, I want to ask you about what a lot of Moroccans may be interested in, a lot of students from Morocco, the scholarships.
Yes. Okay, we have a page, but this page, I will just a short time to introduce this page. How many international students study in China now? It's around 500,000. Around 500,000. You can see the number. Okay.
Wow.
Okay, 49,000. 492,000 students from 196 countries. Not only from Morocco, it's from all the world. Students want to study in China now, and we will go to become to the first choose for the students to go abroad. And the Moroccan students in China, from the database, we can see around 2018, we already have around 601 was 12. Yes. And in the past, in the next year, last year, we already 5,000 Moroccan students study in China, with the language and with the degree, both.
Excellent.
And the Morocco country is the ranking is 43 from the 196 countries.
That is not bad. That is not bad for Morocco, right?
It's from the government. The database is from the government.
Okay.
Who's next? Let's introduce the scholarship. Okay, this is the page. Okay, this is just a few minutes to introduce how many students to choose, international students to choose what they are choose. The most choose the Chinese language is like 48%, and the other most students choose bachelor. It's like 33 percentage student to choose the bachelor. Like your high school students graduate from your high school can directly go to the bachelor. Okay. Next, please. Okay, this is the education field. They can choose engineering, West medicine, management, economics. Yeah, law, Chinese medicine, science, art, education, agriculture, history, philosophy, all the field you can choose. Okay, next. Okay, this is the most popular major for international students. They can choose. They like. I think Mohammed also have a great the same information can show to us. The most international economic and trade and computer science, business and MBBS, civil engineering, pharmacy, Chinese language, MBA lists all the majors, the top they can choose. Okay, next. Okay, next. Okay, there's one question from your side is when can apply the scholarship? So the application time is in China because we have a spring festival. The most spring festival is in February. So after February is March. We have the university go back to work. They can application. This is application time from March to July, from the autumn intake. From the October to January is for spring intake. We have two seasons. Okay, but most major is in autumn intake. But in this year, because of COVID-19, so the most university will delay the time. So maybe to October to September, I don't know. But now we have information and news, at least October.
Okay.
Okay. Please
Next.
And okay, this is a unique campus. You can see just for look. Next is
nice.
University. Okay, this is a campus life for international students. We have a lot of activities, events. They can show their self. Okay. Okay. Next. Okay. Next. Cultural festival. Next. Graduation. Okay. Let me introduce. So our ISP scholarship study project. Like actually, this ISP is like named is by ISP scholarship study project. It's shown. Okay. We already cooperated with 800 Chinese universities, and we already have these 8,000 Chinese scholarship seats every year for international students. Okay. Okay. Next, we have a different type of the scholarship. So please, now this is more important for students who want to know. And the type A, like a free tuition fee and free and monthly stipend, like government like CSC, like and Mohammed know, right, Mr. Mohammed, and he knows like this government and for one row one cell and like a scholarship, and some also have from the government side a different name scholarship, but all the policies the same, like free tuition fee, free dorm fee, monthly stipend, and the type B is like free tuition fee, free dorm fee. The type C is free tuition fee. The type D is a partial scholarship. Okay, the type E is 1 year Freeman scholarship. So the scholarship with you is you get depend on your GPA. Okay, your GPA, your GPA, and the higher the GPA is, the better scholarship you will achieve.
So this is very important, Tony. Excuse me to interrupt you 1 second. You're saying that scholarship depends on your GPA.
Yes.
So this is very important for our students to know and to understand that for you to get into, I mean, when I look at all of this, I mean, there's so much opportunity out there to grab, you know? It's just a matter of studying hard and getting a good GPA to be able to have all the doors open up to you, right?
Yes, of course. Actually, in the past 5 years, I think 3 years, I think in China, studying in China, the marketing is very complex and no standards. But in these 2 years, 3 years, every university from the government already gets new standards. So now will become better. So in the marketing, if you can see, anyone can see, you with the very low GPA still can get the full scholar. It's fake.
You know, Tony, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we are running out of time. Actually, we only have 10 minutes. We already been past 1 hour already, and it's been very, very insightful, and I appreciate it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna leave these links to our students so they can actually take a look and see for themselves. And if they have any questions, they can come back to us, and we'll be more than happy to answer those questions. I just want to go to, and I appreciate your, I appreciate your input, sir. It's really been very, very helpful.
Thank you.
Very insightful. I want to go to Jiaomin before I finish with Mohammed Al-Kihal. Jiaomin, the question we have here is, how easy is the visa process to China? What's the cost of living in China? I'm sure that all of you can get, just to give us just a bulk figure, you know. Is it easy to get a visa to China when you're a student with a good GPA?
Yeah, it's very easy. It's very easy. Once you have the admission and all the papers from the university, it's very easy to get the visa. And I want to emphasize that students who want to study in China must study hard. Even though you are maybe in the first grade of high school, you have to study hard, because your evaluation of inscription and for scholarship depends on your GPA from the first grade and third grade in high school. So don't tell me that what's important is the l'examen national, a national exam. It's not true. You have to have the good grade to enter to the best universities, like what's in Mohammed now. And I think that the cost in China is not expensive, especially if you have a scholarship. Like Mohammed, I think that he's study free of tuition fees and free of dormitory fees. And if you are good enough, you can even have a stipend, in condition that you are an excellent student.
So that's what we tell our students all the time. Knowledge is power. You have to just, I mean, there are no secrets. You really have to work hard. And you know, Mohammed is a perfect example of that, you know. Doors will open up to you anywhere in the world for that matter. But I mean, I'm just so thrilled with what's going on there in China. You know, so many opportunities for so many people. And Chinese people, and I'm saying that for a fact because I worked with a lot of them in the past when I used to live in the States. Very, very nice people, ancient history, and a lot of, I have nothing but good stuff to say about Chinese people, you know. As like I said before, my daughter goes there. She's studying there, and she's very happy. She's very thrilled. Anything else you want to add to that, Jiaomin?
I just want to say that if you want to study in the best universities like Mohammed, this year, maybe it's the chance. Because of the COVID-19, most of the best universities cancel the entrance exam in China, which you have to pass in China normally. But this year, you are going to pass online or only by an interview. So I think that this is the chance. And if you get a scholarship, you will have to pay only for your flight ticket and your food in China each month, about 1,500 to 2,000 a month. And if you are not going to, if you can't get a scholarship, you have to pay the tuition fees and dormitory fees about 30,000 dirhams until 40,000 dirhams. It's not that expensive if we compare with Europe or USA, and I think that it's worth it to study in the good universities, if with a scholarship or not. You have to make the balance.
Thank you so much for that information, Jiaomin. You know, you can't beat that. it's just there are so many opportunities out there for everybody to grab. Now, let's go to Mohammed. Mohammed Al-Kihal. I have so many questions for you, but let me just throw a few at you. This way you tell me which ones you want to answer. Number one, I have a lot of respect for you. I have respect for people that started off from nothing and that actually went to some of the best universities in America and China and anywhere else in the world. And these are the kind of things that we'd like to our students to grasp and realize that the opportunity is there for everybody. Everybody. You just have to dream and think big, you know. Students are asking, how did your Moroccan education prepare you for your studies in China? Given your background and since you've attended both an American and a Chinese university, what would you say are the major differences between the two systems? Can you live and get around in China without having to learn Chinese? Does your school offer extracurricular activities? Are there any clubs that we can join? So you tell me, my friend, how did your Moroccan education prepare you? You answer as you like, you know.
Sure. So first of all, I have not started from nothing, but I started with the support of my parents, and that is a very big thing that everybody, if you have that and you're well, you can achieve anything you want. It's not always about material things, it's also about how far you are willing to go in order to reach your goals. Coming back to how the Moroccan education prepared me for what I have been through. To be fair, if you were to continue your education in an American educational system, the Moroccan system actually gives you quite a push compared to other international students, because what we learn in high school is something kind of advanced, and that when you go into your common core in university, it makes it a little bit easier for you, because it's just a matter of repeating what you've learned at some point, just in English. So that would definitely help you integrate your first year more easily, and give you like kind of a swift transition towards university. I cannot give a definitive answer when comparing Chinese schools and the American system, because I have gone through 2 different degrees in each. But what I can say is that if we are to take the main points of comparison, grading system, GPA is the same between the US and my university, for example. If you are to talk about number of students in each university in China is much higher than the one in the American system, but class size is always almost the same. So even though you have more students, the class sizes stay limited to help you with your studies. If you're to compare the number of credits you need to take to graduate, almost the same thing. That is why you can graduate in the same number of years. The difference would be the setting where you find yourselves, because in China you will be surrounded with a large number of students, and it's very competitive. So you will get pushed to doing better, and because this competition that you have is what will make you a better person, and what will give you that incentive to give it your best. And that is something I like about how things go in China. And then the other difference is that you find yourself in a Chinese-speaking environment. Not too familiar, I assume, but it grows on you. So it gets easier as you go. So this is kind of the main differences between the Chinese and the American system. They're almost identical in terms of how you go through the process. It's just a matter of, I'll take it back a little notch before, talking about Chinese. From a social point of view, if you do not speak the language, like in my case, when I first set foot in China, you can struggle a bit, that's true. But you'll always get there. You'll always find someone to help you along the way. For example, when I first came to China, it took me maybe half an hour more than it was supposed to take me from the airport to the university. But I got there. So you can see that these are some little details that might happen to you if you don't speak the language, but it's not really a big deal in itself. And as for living around, you can definitely get around with just like with jiga, la bula. Like I said, I want this, I want that, or like whatever. So these small things that you learn in your first 2 days, probably, you can use them like as along with your visual feedback and just pointing at things, and that would definitely help. But I think that learning Chinese would be like a good opportunity, especially that you're living in China.
So, excuse me, Mohammed, while we're talking about this, security-wise, how is the situation security-wise?
I would.
Do you feel safe at all times?
In like, okay, so around the place I live, I think I have felt the safest in a long time. So, for example, my university is a gated community. People from outside can go in and out, but they're always monitored. That is very interesting. If you live outside university, most complexes and residences are also gated communities. That gives you extra security. The situation how my university, for example, does with COVID-19 is that until today, the university keeps a very high kind of filtering system from going in and out campus. So if you're talking about security, I have never felt safer than in the last few years of my life than I was in China.
That's amazing. So now we're talking about security, great schools, great cities, right? So there's nothing but great stuff, you know? Go ahead, Mohammed, I'm sorry.
So, then I want to talk about extracurricular activities, as a lot of students ask for, because those are kind of what makes you enjoy your lifestyle a little bit better outside the classrooms and labs. And for example, for my university at Tsinghua, I think there are over 200 clubs and teams in place. And at the beginning of each semester, you'll have a big fair where each club or team will have a stand and try to present to you their team or their work and convince you to join. And I became one of those people who would be there in the booth trying to cheer for my Lonzhou Toy, the Dragon Boat team, and it recruits a lot of like students. And these are things that are available for both Chinese and internationals. And I can say that the Dragon Boat team where I am with, I think we're about 50-50 between Chinese and internationals, given that our ratio in the campus is maybe, I think 6,000 students internationals compared to 50,000 Chinese. So the opportunity to join teams, to join clubs is there for you to grab. And I think that whatever you like, you'll probably find. And if you don't find it, you can create it. As easy as it is.
Okay, fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you so much for, yes, go ahead, Mohammed.
For food, I think that's...
Don't say anything bad about Chinese food, because my daughter loves Chinese food. So be careful.
Okay. For food,
she is crazy. She says she does not like Moroccan food anymore. All she wants to do is eat Chinese food. Unfortunately,
I guess she's a big fan of lamian.
Oh, I don't know what she's a big fan of, but she loves Chinese food.
Well, for food, I need you to know that I have a very demanding stomach. My stomach plays tricks on me all the time. So me and food were not the best pals ever. Okay. Especially with spicy food. So I have had to like look for options around me. And I have to say that most campuses around the country have many dining halls, and each one will probably have a specialty from around China to pizzas to hamburgers, like to something that you're familiar with. For example, in my university, we have 20 dining halls.
20 dining halls. Oh my God.
Over 20, and they're still added up, I guess. So you can imagine the variety of food you can find there. I can go one day have pizza in a place and then go for lamian in another place. They even have like in most universities, you'll have places with even halal food. It's like a halal canteen where you can have only halal food if you are very clear about that point as well. So food-wise, you'll find choice. It's up to you whether you want it or not. As for Moroccan food goes, so in Beijing, we used to have one Moroccan restaurant that's unfortunately closed last year. But I'm hearing about a really nice Moroccan restaurant in Shanghai. I want to go there and try it sometime. I've never been there yet. But I would assume that if someone is in a small city, they're probably not going to find any Moroccan food around. If you're in a bigger city, you have more chances to do so. But one thing you keep in mind is that on Taobao, which is the kind of the Chinese e-commerce platform, you can actually find tagines for sale.
Wow.
I bought my tagine online when I went to China.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
I buy my na'na, fresh mint online. You can find literally everything you need if you want to cook your own food. So maybe unleash the chef in you.
Wow. Tony, you have a very good ambassador here for China. Mohammed. This is right, Jamin?
Yes.
You got a great ambassador here from China, and it's no wonder. It's a great country, and we have nothing to say. Look, I'd like to keep you guys longer, but we've been already, it's been over an hour and 30 minutes. I think we showed a lot of things to our students that they can actually learn from. And like Mohammed said, it's they're very lucky to have you guys take your time and show us those videos and that PowerPoint as well. And I'm sure that what we have to say to our students and remind them is that study hard, work hard, you will not regret it. Because when you do, you're gonna obviously have a good GPA and a lot of doors are gonna open up to you. So please concentrate. And I'm saying that to my students because the exams are coming very soon, you know, at the end of this coming month. So I need them to prepare and have good GPA. So this way all the doors can open up. And if they need any information, they can get in touch directly with the ISSP via Jimin. And if they need to advice, we can bring, I'm sure Mohammed will not say no to us and come back and give them some more advice and help us out there. I want to thank you guys for the time that you spent with us today. Thank you for also for all the insight that you gave us. I wish you all the luck. Any last words from you? We can start with, let's start with our with Jimin. Jimin, you wanna say a last word for our students?
Yes, I forget to say that you can make an
we cannot hear you, Jimin. Can you come closer to
transcription. Même si vous êtes en deuxième année par exemple, on peut faire préinscription avant l'examen national.
Pre-register, préinscription. Okay. Okay, good enough. What about you, Tony? I'm sorry, you're not finished, Jamin. Go ahead.
Un avantage parce que yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. Yes, yes, yes. We lost Jamin. We're gonna wait till she comes back. Okay. Tony, can you give us one last word for our students, please?
Yes, of course. And thank you, Mr. Halali. And this is our second time to see each other. The first time we visited your high school, and with with the 3 universities, and we already see in Marrakesh, you have very great job to build this very the best high school in Marrakesh. And I would like to if I will have a chance, I would like to visit you and see you and see all the students and I think now I would like to see all the best opportunity we would like to help to your school students to get more opportunity to get a student scholarship and come and get scholarship now and welcome to study in China. See you in China, everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Tony. Thank you. Appreciate it. Jiaming, you were saying, Jiaming?
I was saying that you can make application before the national exam, and that would be based on your first grade and second grade and the regional exam of your the notes that you have before the national exam. And if you make application after the national exam, it would be a bit late, especially for the best universities, because the application deadline would be end of June, like that. So basically, you can make applications all along from now or after the national exam. But if you apply earlier, you will have more chance for get the admission or get the scholarship. So the timing is very important also.
Okay, Jamin, thank you so much. We'll remember that. What about you, Mohammed El-Kihel? Do you have one last word for our students, please?
One last word, maybe kind of a mantra: never lose an opportunity. Never let it go. If you want something, well, go for it, reach for it. And that's do your part and let all the other dices fall in place. And one last word for everyone who is going through the exams in the next month. I would say, as we say in China, 加油, 加油, 加油.
That sounds good to me. That sounds good to me, Mohammed. Okay, guys, thank you so very much for your time and for the opportunity to pass your very, very powerful and positive message of the gateway to education in China. Let's just remember that China is among the strongest countries today in the world. And as we say, if you can't beat them, join them. Thank you so much. Stay safe. And I hope to see you. I know you invited us to come to see you, Tony, last year. Unfortunately, we were not able to come with Mrs. Hilali. But I promise you that as soon as we get a chance to, we'll come and visit your beautiful country and eat that wonderful Chinese food.
Actually,
and have get to see you guys.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Go ahead, Tony.
Thank you. I miss Morocco. I want to go back to Morocco also.
Anytime, my friend.
I go Morocco actually twice. I love the seafood and the Sahara and Marrakesh. I miss you guys.
You are more welcome. We pray that this coronavirus goes away and that we can get on all with our lives and be positive. Okay. Thank you so much. Peace. Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Thank you.